Welcome student. We see previous slide. In this previous slide, the chapter current electricity is seen. In current electricity, we can discuss to the point of Western's bridge. This practical form of Western's bridge will be meter bridge. And meter bridge experiment is used to determine the unknown resistance. Using this meter bridge, we can also discuss Kelvin's method, which is used to determine the resistance of galvanometer. So here, in this chapter, moving coil galvanometer is its application is galvanometer can be used as voltmeter and ammeter includes in this chapter. And moving coil galvanometer, it can include next magnetic field due to electric current chapter. In this chapter, cyclotron can also study. So, in Unit 4, chapter number 10, magnetic field due to electric current. So, we discuss Ampere's law is also seen. Then, in this chapter, moving coil galvanometer is included. In this chapter, electric potential also included, and various points are included in magnetic field due to electric current chapter. So, Unit 5, it consists 3 chapters: magnetic material, electromagnetic induction, and AC current. In magnetic materials, we can see magnetic movement of revolving electron. 3 substances: paramagnetic substance, ferromagnetic substance, diamagnetic substance can also seen in this chapter. In this chapter, a domain theory also seen, and various points can be seen in magnetic materials. In chapter number 12, electromagnetic induction, Lenz law, Fleming's right hand rule, Fleming's left hand rule also seen. Current induced in the rotating coil, or EMF induced in the rotating coil, which is AC generator also seen. This AC generator consists of 2 halves. One half is positive, another half is negative. So it forms AC signal. Then transformer can be seen. 2 types of transformer: step-up transformer, step-down transformer also there. And the chapter number 13, AC circuits, also seen in previous chapter. AC signal is there, which consists of alternating positive and negative half. So these AC current circuits, this AC signal is applied across the capacitance, across the inductance, across the resistance. So we can also see that LCR circuit in series and parallel combinations. Then Unit 6, last unit, it consists of 3 chapters. Chapter number 14, dual nature of radiation and matter. Dual nature means light is in the form of particle, light is in the form of wave. So it has dual nature. So in this chapter we can see the particle nature of light. Photoelectric effects can be seen. Then work function can be seen. Einstein gives an equation, that is Einstein's photoelectric equation can be seen. Photocell can be seen. de Broglie's hypothesis can be seen, and here an experiment, Davison and Germer experiment, is studied in the dual nature of radiation and matter. Chapter number 15 is structure of atom and nuclei. In this chapter, we have seen nucleus, nucleus size, also seen a stable orbit, a stable atom, that said that scientist Niels Bohr's postulates, radius and velocity, the two terms very important, can be seen in this chapter. Using these two terms, we can solve various numericals, various applications, various theories. We can also determine energy of electron, rotating electron around the nucleus, ionization potential, energy level diagram. Then we can see the series, Lehman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, Brackett series, and Fond series. The transition of electron from higher orbit to lower orbit, or higher energy level to lower energy level. Their difference gives energy of photon. Then we see the binding energy of electron. Nuclear fission, nuclear fusion is also seen. Then we see radioactivity, the three rays, alpha ray, beta ray, gamma ray, also seen. And various points can be seen in the chapter structure of atom and nuclei. And last chapter, that is semiconductor devices. In 11th standard, we can see P semiconductor, N semiconductor. When two semiconductors are joined, it forms junction, that is PN junction. So this PN junction or diode is used as a rectifier. So in this chapter, we can see two types of rectifiers: half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier. Then we see that transistor. These transistors can be used as amplifier. Then photodiode, LEDs, also seen in this chapter, and in mathematics, logic. The chapter is there. Such logic gates can also seen, the part of electronics is also seen in semiconductor devices. So I suggest we can start unit number 6. We can complete. Our target is we can complete this unit number 6 up to July end or August first week. The 3 chapters are there. As early as possible, the chapters can teach, but I can plan 3 chapters can be studied up to July end. So today we start the chapter number 15, structure of atom and nuclei. So before starting the structure of atom and nuclei, some important formulas can be seen. These are physical quantities, and these physical quantities in linear and rotational motion. Okay, so first physical quantity is seen as displacement. In linear motion, displacement is one place to another place. Then in rotational motion, that displacement is called as angular displacement, which can be denoted by d theta. And this angular displacement is arc upon radius. Arc is nothing but a displacement, that is linear displacement. Hence, linear displacement upon radius is also said to be angular displacement. Second, that is velocity. The physical quantity can be seen, velocity. This velocity in linear motion said to be linear velocity, which is the rate of change of linear displacement with respect to time, that is dx upon dt. Whereas in rotational motion, the velocity is denoted by omega, and we say that omega is angular velocity, which is the rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time. The third physical quantity is seen acceleration. In this acceleration, in linear motion, acceleration will be the rate of change of linear velocity with respect to time. Whereas in rotational motion, acceleration is the rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time. Then the fourth quantity is seen as momentum. In linear motion, momentum can be denoted by, or linear momentum is denoted by P, whereas in rotational motion, angular momentum is denoted by L. So here, product of mass and velocity is called as linear momentum, whereas product of moment of inertia and angular velocity is called as angular momentum. Sometimes it is also called as moment of linear momentum. It is also called angular momentum. So fifth quantity is seen force. In linear motion, force is denoted as F, and it is having formula from Newton's law, that is mass, product of mass and linear acceleration. But here in rotational motion, moment of force is called as torque, which is the product of moment of inertia and angular acceleration. And sixth quantity is mass. In linear motion, mass m is given, whereas in rotational motion, it is same as moment of inertia, which is represented by I. So here I represented as product of mass and square of the distance from axis of rotation. If these six formulas are seen, then we can see their relation. So first we make a relation, linear displacement, angular displacement. So therefore, angular displacement d theta is equal to x upon r. Therefore, x is equal to r d theta. That is the relation. Another relation, if we can calculate the another relation between linear velocity and angular velocity, so we know that angular velocity is equal to d theta upon dt, and linear velocity is equal to dx upon dt. If we can substitute the value of x or the value of dx, so here it can be r d theta upon dt, and we know that r into d theta upon dt is nothing but omega. So second relation will be v equal to r omega. This important relation can be seen. Third relation will be linear acceleration and angular acceleration. Linear acceleration will be a equal to dv, the rate of change of linear velocity upon time. We know that v equal to r omega, so it can be